What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode of Fishing 101, I'm going to show you how to set up your first bait caster and how to put the line on the spool. So the first thing we need to do is I need to get the line off of this spool. By now it's got braid on it that I wasn't very happy with. It didn't cast very good. I don't know if that was a quality of the braid thing or if this reel is just not that good, but this is probably the most expensive combo I have in my arsenal. So hopefully changing the line will make it cast a little better. This is going to take a minute, so I'm going to let you guys go do your thing, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes, but for you it'll be about 1 second. Alright, and we're back. So the reel I have is the Abu Garcia Revo SX that comes off of the Vendetta combo from Abu Garcia. And the line I'll be putting on today is my favorite line for bait casters. It's the Trilene 17-pound test. So the way I usually do it is I take the spool out, and you don't have to take the reel off of the rod either. You can leave it on. I was just cleaning it, so that's the reason I took it off the rod. So the way I do it is I put the spool on the ground, and then feed the line through the little hole right there. You see, that's your feeder hole. You go in there. Now you see how the reel has all these little holes in it. You're gonna stick it through the first hole here, and then come out of either the next hole or the one after that. It doesn't really matter. And then you pull it out. So now you got it like this. Can't really see the line. So now from the feeder side, you pull out a little line. That way you can tie a knot. So that's what I'm going to do. You can tie your knot any way you want. Just make sure that it's able to hold on, you know. I'll go in one time, and I'm going to go in again. And I'm going to go in again, and I'm going to cinch that down. And then to make sure that it's good, I'm going to do it one more time. So once again, you go behind this line here. You come in, and you go in again. I'll go one more time, and then I'm gonna cinch it one more time, and that should hold. See, I'm pulling here. Now you cut your little tag end off. Try not to cut it too short, because in case it slips, you don't want it to come undone, lose your lure while you're casting. Now the next part's pretty easy. What I do is I just hold ahead about an inch or two and just start reeling. Stay above the spool, that way the spool doesn't start to run away. And you just reel it in until you see on most spools they will have a change in color on the spool. Where it changes color, that's about how much the max length is that you can fit on the spool. So we're just going to reel it in. I like to go a little bit lower than the max, that way it's not too much, because if you put too much on there, it'll rub on the reel as you're casting and slow down your cast. I like to try to have the smoothest cast I can get. That way I can get as much distance out of it. Cover more water that way. This is why I usually like to leave it on the reel, the rod. Makes it a lot easier. Alright, that should be about plenty. Alright, so then what you're going to do is go about a foot out. And cut it. So now you got to put the reel back on the rod. Tighten her down. And just give you enough to where you can get through all the eyes on your reel. And lock your reel again. And then just start feeding the tip of the end of the line through all the eyes. Try not to miss any. All right. All the way to the top. And just like that. And now you're going to want to tie on your lure. And I'll be using the best knot I know, and that is the polymer knot. I'm only using a frog for demonstration purposes because I'm not around water right now, and I can cast this frog into the parking lot and it's not be a big deal. So you do your polymer knot. If you don't know how to do the polymer knot, I'll link a description in the bottom there. I've got a video showing you how to do that. And that concludes part 1 of setting up your first bait caster.